So welcome back. So we're going to talk about the Vasil Hardfork, and really the point is, I just want to really simplify this. I could go more and more in depth, but what I want to do today is just basically give you the gist of what the Hardfork is, the basic information. First of all, I do want to touch on the fact that finally, with Cardano, you can use Ledger Live. So it is fully supported in the Ledger Live app. You can see it right here. Cardano is here. Buy and manage your ADA in Ledger Live. So before you could use it, right? But it's just a lot easier being able to manage it from actually inside the Ledger Live app. So if you use Ledger, I want to make sure that you're aware of that. If you do not use Ledger, well, you definitely should consider it. Great products. I have a link in the description if you want to check it out. So what we'll do, we're going to go over here. We're going to look at seekingalpha.com. They had great information on this, and I took some notes as well to simplify this. But as far as the test net, so the test net is going on right now and is functioning, but the actual date for the launch or for the hard fork is June the 29th, right? So the easiest way to think of this is, think about Alonzo, the last hard fork. So Alonzo was about implementation of smart contracts and dApps. And then we have Vasil hard fork, which is about efficiency of smart contracts and dApps. So making them more efficient. And a good reference point is, think about what happened whenever Sunday Swap came online. It was pretty disastrous. They did try to get people prepared for it, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't the greatest experience. So think about a world where that came online and it was smooth and function as you would want it to. And with other existing blockchains, we've seen it when they get bogged down and you have issues. So that's a good way to look at it. What would it look like with things more efficient? So there's three specific areas I'm going to mention in this video that really are of most importance, really, when it comes to the Vasil hard fork. And we will start with, so we've got CIP33, that's reference scripts. And simply put, this means transactions carry less data and are therefore smaller, quicker, and cheaper. So you can already see the efficiency in terms of that. Then we got CIP31, reference inputs, the ability to access information without the need to spend it in a transaction. This requires less data. So less data, once again, efficiency. It references inputs without using the actual data. So it pretty much says it in itself. It references it. The problem here is that simply looking at data requires spending, processing, and using, which means more power is needed. So with reference inputs, it requires less power. Then we've got CIP32, inline datums. And with that, this allows data to be stored on chain. That really makes up the core of why this is important. A lot of times in crypto, stuff is because a lot of it's developer language. It's made, it can be kind of hard for people to understand, or people simply, honestly, just don't want to read through it. So I just want to try to break down in the most simple form what this is, and it is all about efficiency, bar none. That's what it's about. They go on to talk about, in this specific article, which I'd like to touch on anyway, they do go on to talk about how it impacts price. I actually haven't even, went over this part yet because I kind of have my own spin on that. So I will, I will mention that. So as far as, you got to look at where we're at in the market right now. So it's important to remember, when it comes to a project, I know people in crypto get up in arms over price, but Charles Hoskinson doesn't care about the price, right? Now, if this were a bull market, I think this would have a massive effect on the price, especially if you were able to quickly see the difference and how smooth it were running, provided that's what happens, right? But let's face it, we're in a bear market. It's just not looking great right now, but that's part of crypto. So I don't have concerns with that. Do I think it affects the price in the short term? I don't. Where I would normally say you would get a good run up, there may be some sort of a run up before the 29th. I think it still depends on how stocks are doing, but ultimately, I don't think it's going to have the normal impact that it would. Over time, I think this is one of the biggest impacts that will be had on Cardano uh, moving forward because of the fact, if you think about how you get mass adoption, first of all, you've got to get developers over. By smoothing this out, making it more efficient, making it cheaper and faster, you can do that with developers. Then come people. With people is mass adoption. So in the short term, I don't think it's going to be a big impact. But in the long run, this is exactly what you need. And it's implementations like this that are the exact reason why Cardano will be around. And it'll be around for the next bull cycle. Many of the ones that you've seen during this previous bull cycle in the past year, year and a half, they will not be around. And people new to this space don't understand that. They love a project, they hitch their horse to that wagon, and it's not going to be around. So I just wanted to simplify that. Let me know if you got any questions in the comment section. And also, I will put this article in the description as well so that you can check it out. But I just wanted to bring you that, talk about the Vasil Hardfork, and give you the gist of what it is. Thank you for checking out the content, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Take care.